when the governor took a strong stance against the decision of the Kingdom Council of Ministers to implement stricter measures, stricter screening procedures, the government, but also the parliament, and across the board in parliament, we objected to that. And we even assisted the governing coalition at the time to make some changes to a draft motion, and all of us unanimously, 15 members, voted against the decision of the Dutch government to implement stricter screening measures. Not that we for sure had anything to hide, but we felt at the time that we as St. Martin had our screening procedures in place, and therefore they should have been respected by the Dutch government. Ironically, by the Kingdom government rather, ironically just a few days before the vote of no confidence against the cabinet of caretaker minister now, Prime Minister Marcel Gomes, we saw a picture on one of the front pages of one of the local newspapers in which Prime Minister Gomes at the time, Prime Minister of Curaçao, Ben Whiteman, and Prime Minister of Aruba, Mike Eman, were proclaiming how they took a strong stand against any future instructions from the Kingdom government, and that they had aligned themselves with the advice of the Council of Advice, the Council of State, as far as their position on instructions given by the Kingdom government. So here again, we see that just a few days before, you want to take a strong stance against interference from the Netherlands. But what we see here, because it appears to be convenient to them, had the governor taken a position that was in favor of them, they would have been parading up and down town, proclaiming how great our governor is. And you see, we don't need the Dutch to tell us how to do things. We have capable, qualified, and competent people to run our own affairs. Today, that the position of the governor on this issue is basically the same as it was in 2013 in terms of seeking solutions here ourselves. He, as governor, taking charge and admonishing all involved to adhere to the regulations of the Constitution. When we read some of the reactions of the government and we look at the press releases issued by the governor, we see a big discrepancy. What is one of those discrepancies? The government is now parading with, we got the draft national decree back from the governor to make corrections and adaptations, and we have done so, and we have sent it back. But when you read the press release from the governor, what was actually the case? From the get-go, the governor, as far as he was concerned, the issue was clear. Article 33, in no uncertain terms, says if a minister or more ministers receive a vote of no confidence, one thing they have to do: make your position available. In his response, when the governor returned that draft national decree, pointing out that there were several inconsistencies in the advices that they have received, etc., he said he see no reason why the formation of a new government can't begin, and he is asking their cooperation in observance of Article 33. They have received a motion of no confidence to make their positions available in order for that process to continue. He also pointed out to them that as a caretaker government that they had become following the motion of no confidence, all they are supposed to do is continue to handle current affairs. In Dutch, lopende zaken. And he says he does not consider the dissolution of Parliament, a decision to dissolve Parliament as one of the current matters that should be dealt with.
Over the past couple of weeks, we have witnessed a number of professors, legal minds, continue to render their opinion on the issue of Article 33.2, where Parliament gives a vote of no confidence. I believe that over the weeks we saw even some of our local experts giving their opinion on such an article and outlining how the process follows. I think it's unfortunate that the people of St. Martin is not being provided with, let's say, the true information on how the whole constitution of, let's say, our whole articles in our constitution works. What comes first, what comes second, what comes third, and how the process follows. I think when you listen to the people out there, the people continue to be confused and misguided by information that is not the truth of the information. A number of the professors give their feedback to the government. When we take a look to some of those, let's say, reports that they give the government, it is not what you would like to see, the total scope of what should have been asked. Because most of it was asked about Article 59. What can 59 do? We have not seen in the reports anything that substantiates, let's say, Article 33, sub 2, what was done first. I think this is the key that we need to take into consideration, that Parliament took a decision on the 30th. Today is the 18th, and the government continue to play with this country. I believe that the media itself, while you're here, have a role to play. You guys have a serious role to play in informing the public correctly and basically identifying our Constitution based on what comes first, who pulled the trigger first. We could go into semantics about who has the right to do what after. I think it's unfortunate that professionals sit in the Council of Ministers and continue to misuse and abuse our young democracy. This morning I listened to one of our famous lawyers outline it perfectly well. Anywhere in the world, any minister gets a vote of no confidence, automatically tenders his or her resignation and make it available to the country. Don't make it available to Parliament, make it available to the country. But here now, what we have seen. Who has the biggest muscles? Parliament or the Council of Ministers? Who now is the one stuck in between of this debacle? Our governor. And what did our governor did on Friday? He met with all parties to basically hear them out and to basically lead them to know what is his next move. And what did he did? A lengthy article came out basically telling even the media to please make sure information is correct, what is being given out. Read between the lines. I think information should be given to the public correctly. Correctly.
What now? Last week has been quite an eventful week. And we saw what happened with a duly convened public meeting. And it was this coalition's intention to, during the meeting that we had requested and duly called by the former chairman of Parliament, Dr. Lloyd Richardson, to not only deal with the matter of appointing a new chair and vice chairs of Parliament, but also in following some of the advices, including suggestion, the way we took it from the governor, to put the matter of the dissolution of Parliament to Parliament. The new coalition prepared a motion to that effect, which we would have presented during the meeting, the public meeting that was to be held last week. In my opinion, we have spoken sufficiently and disapproved of the way that that public meeting was dealt with by one of the former vice chairs of Parliament, MP Cornelius de Weaver. That to me is a blemish that will go down on the operation of Parliament. You don't do those things. In any other country, you would have had an uproar in Parliament. Nevertheless, we accepted it for what it was. However, we did have that decision, that proposal to be decided upon to bring the matter of the dissolution of Parliament to Parliament. It is something that you see happening especially in the Dutch Kingdom, where you put the fate of a body, you put it to the body. There is no disagreement, and I think we should stop the discussion on the Article 59 and what it means. Yes, it is clearly stated the dissolution of Parliament is something that should take place, can take place rather, not should, can take place by national decree. There's no disagreement about that. A national decree is a decision of the government. You can't explain that article in any other fashion. However, the underlying principle of our parliamentary democracy, and if I haven't stated this 50 times, I haven't stated it one time, is the fact that the representatives of the people, the 15 persons elected by the people, in this case of St. Martin, the last word regarding the government rests with them. That's the basis. That one, nobody could get around either. That's the basis. That is the premise. It has always been the premise. So one, this coalition was going to, and we will, take the matter of the dissolution to Parliament because it is principle. It is principle. That's one thing. We looked at the Central Committee meeting that was to be held last week as well. And it sort of went lost. It was lost that actually that meeting was for the minister to come, Minister of Justice, caretaker Minister of Justice, Mr. Dennis Richardson, to come to Parliament and talk about what he was doing and is going to do regarding the crime situation on St. Martin. The night before that meeting, we received what the minister had promised us a long time ago, a plan. Because when the minister came to Parliament following the tragic event of an officer being shot to death, and the minister came to Parliament, we asked the minister, what are you going to do? And the minister said he was going to work on a plan. And we respectfully told the minister, then go and work on your plan and come back to Parliament. But of course, in the meantime, what happened is the events of the 30th of September and following days. So on the night before the meeting, the Central Committee meeting of last week, we received the report. We received the plan. It was the whole discussion again whether that particular meeting with the minister should be open or not. It was decided to keep it closed. But the people of St. Martin need to get some idea, some hope, some indication that a government is working on their safety. This matter of crime on St. Martin has gotten totally out of hand.
Anybody bingo? Nobody bingo.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas really easy. Island Finance. For education, yes. A renovation.
Vitamalt takes care of you. And now, check under the marked caps for a chance to win prizes. More detail on press.
We need to stop making decisions in the best interest of politics and self and start making decisions in the best interest of the people of St. Martin. And this is the reason why, like I said, I will have a press conference. Because you hear all kind of things out in the press, and it's sad to see how we and especially leaders and politicians, we like to twist and use different two tongues, like I always said, of how to interpret the Constitution. But we need to be honest with the people's business and stop confusing the people of St. Martin. And, it's very important that I'm going to listen up to the up leader. I know he's going to be on SOS, but as I said, I'm going to have my press briefing next week, and I'm looking forward to it because I think the people need to know the truth. Because it's very important that we need to be very open, transparent with the people's business.
Watching you.
Well, as you can see, a lot of women are facing it here at Toyman. It's an amazing event. I had no idea that the women were so enthusiastic. They're all working very hard, and that's the bottom line of supporting women with breast cancer. It's about getting that support. And tonight here at Toyman, let me tell you, we're facing it big. Get set.
These women know what they're building, or they're just making noise?
They're making noise, they're having fun, they're sipping cocktails, they're beautifying themselves, they're having snacks. It's a real wonderful event here at Toyman this evening. And if you had a chance to take a shot outside, we even like it pink outside at Toyman.
Finish with your box?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so you set and you build it all by yourself?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah? Oh, 3 y'all? Huh? Him build it?
Yeah.
He built it? So he's smarter than you or you?
Yes, of course.
So Sharon, they got a lot of boxes here. Which one is your box?
Mine's way down there.
Sorry.
I put my name in it.
You put your name in it?
Yeah.
You know you can't find it?
It's right here.
Right here. So can you lift it up? It's dry, right? To show everybody that what you built already?
It's wet.
It's wet. Okay. So you built this all by yourself?
All by myself with a little help from one of the Koi Man employees.
Okay.
My nails kept going crooked, so he helped me to hammer in those nails. And
Okay.
that's what I ended up with.
Well, what is it for anyhow?
Breast cancer.
No, I don't mean, I mean the box.
My toolbox? You can use
Oh, it's a toolbox.
It's a toolbox, but you can use
Oh.
it for lots of things.
Oh, okay,
But you know,
okay.
it's designed to be a toolbox. However, we teachers would find 1,000 different things to use it for in our classrooms. I
Okay.
personally would put all my glue in there and keep all the glue right there. But you can use it for whatever you want.
All right.
Yes.
This is beautiful. And
Yes.
everything is in pink.
Pink. Get one right now. We got some pink bags, and after this, after the second session is finished, it's time to give away a Makita paint drill. You're working? No, after the other group. Once you finish your project, she wants to do so much things at one time. Finish your project, please.
Anybody bingo, nobody bingo.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000, give us real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation, that's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
You all have
This come out in November.
Is it going to be over the parish?
That's not my problem.
They told me to laugh, but what? Most of the time, make it.